I know I talked about this before as far as I struggle with getting a divorce with me being in the church and being in leadership and stuff like that. Cause I'm thinking, man, how will God view me? How will the community view me and things of that nature? So I struggled with that for years.
Right.
Opposed to not being in church or not having that community or possibly not being a believer and be like, well, we just gonna separate this thing and move on our way. Because I struggled with that for years.
Yeah.
And then I wonder if I do divorce, will God bless me on the flip side, where what's going to happen after the divorce? Like, is it just going to be bad for me because I divorced?
And even though it seems like it's already bad, right? So that's kind of crazy how that's like a catch-22.
Yeah,
Like he knows your heart, and then if you already kind of thinking about it and postponing it for that, it's kind of like, where's the benefit on either side? That's kind of that does suck.
Yeah. You look at scripture like God hates divorce and these different things, and you're just like, man, but I'm about to get divorced.
Yeah, he hates me.
Yeah, right. You those things play on you psychologically, and then if you get in a divorce and maybe you're talking to your pastor or you're trying to get counseling and stuff like that, and then they might not want you to divorce, but you like, nah. They might, and I'm not saying this is all pastors, but they might look at it as, let's try to save this marriage, but you probably done already checked out. You're like, I can't do this anymore, or I don't want to fight anymore for this marriage.
Yeah.
How did that play into your with you being in the church, and how did that affect you in the dynamic with you going through a divorce? Like, how did that play on you mentally?
The transition that I went through, the church was more involved with me getting into marriage and religion than me getting out of it. So I would say at the beginning of it, it was deeply influenced because other than spiritual reasons and what you grow up with, like it's like political and then religious reasons. Most people get married for love, you know what I'm saying? Because other than that, it's like it's either pushed back in the day because of two families getting together and dowries and two groups of people getting together. And then we don't deal with that a lot anymore. So now it's just the church that really encourages marriage above all. So it was back in 2010 when I first got married. So during that time, I was deeply in the church. I know you had to marry or burn. And like, there's those different, these little things that are thrown out, they're kind of taken out of the whole context. They just take that part and be like, marry or burn and stuff like that. So I got married, and then as I went through life, and then just my views were changing and things like that, particularly with religion. And so by the time I separated, I didn't have the same condemnation because I felt differently about just my relationship with God and everything else. So I didn't think I would not be blessed, nothing like that. So now, if I did have that, I would have definitely changed the way I saw things and stuff. But I freed myself from that. Not saying free out everybody else is a prisoner, but like I personally, I released myself from that. And when I separated, I didn't think that I wasn't gonna be blessed or nothing like that. Either one of us too. Like I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna be blessed, you're gonna be cursed, whatever. I just thought we just all be just gotta make good decisions from here on out.